Great to see everyone. Hope the audio is coming through loud and clear. It's been a while. That's great. Welcome. Just gonna give people a little longer to turn up before we start the totally official lore video.
I'm a good worker. I work cable tow rigs, build cable tow railroads.
I hadn't heard that one before. How's everyone kicking off Dolphin Summer? Well, you can see how I'm kicking it off with a big stream in partnership with the Game Awards. Totally official. Dolphin Summer is real. Welcome, Tom. So I'm telling you in advance, during the lore video, the Cable 2 sound alerts will be muted. So hold on to your redeems until we return to the normal programming. I'm really looking forward to this. It is holding together and I have something just barely strung together in time for the stream. It's all about the last minute fixes. And Midnight, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Bringing all my friends here to make them follow Cable 2. Bunos, thank you for the subscription. All right. We're going to move into the lore video. Does Cable 2, does that do a redeem or a command? I don't know. You can try a warp wish if you want, that won't work either. Okay.
I relate.
Okay, so once again, sound alerts will not work as we move into the lore video, and they will be back shortly afterwards, and we're going to move into that in just a moment. We start by tidying up here.
Previously, in the last season of The New Adventures of Millennium Cyborg. In a forgotten closet inside the Millennium Dome.
Soon, all electronics on the planet will be under my control, starting with this fridge. Hang on. Blast! I meant to do that. You've not seen the last of me.
Hang on. This will work anyway. Hey! Oh, I can't believe you destroyed my fridge. My fridge that I built out of the cryopod that I awoke in more than 20 years in the future from my time, the year 2000. I won't rest until I get my revenge. Oh. Hang on. This doesn't look too bad. We can probably fix this. I'm not sure. I don't think I put this back together quite right.
Hey, what's going on? I'm .com Bubbles, the cyber cetacean, and I'm here to surf the World Wide Web.
Well, I definitely need a new fridge.
Whoa!
What happened?
Look outside! I have a feeling we're not in Greenwich anymore.
I've used Atlantean technology to transport you to another dimension. Let's see you ruin my plans this time, Millennium Cyborg!
Hang on, do I know you? Have we ever spoken before? Hello? Oh, he's gone. This ship is huge. What could it be for?
Welcome, Captain. Clearance granted. Engines engaged. Beginning Project Dolphin Summer. Destination reached. Welcome to Dolphin Summer.
And there you have it. Now I've got a real lore video. I'm a big name VTuber. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to the Cable Dogs for the voice acting. Could not have done this without them. I don't have many voices. Pretend that the Saucer Studio is a new thing I'm introducing because I finished that way before the rest of everything else, and I couldn't wait to use it. You've definitely seen that on stream before. Osea, welcome. Great to see everyone turning up. Thank you. Okay, and that was something a bit more Cable 2 than what I usually do as well, I think. I'm very happy with that. Now, okay. Let's see what's going on over here. Everything should still be working. What's my usual transition? Here we are, here I am. Hello everyone. Now, I know you're all here for a model reveal, and don't worry, that's going to be coming soon, but I've got to make you wait for it. Yeah, this has been in the making for quite a while. I've been working on a new model. I've had this model for ages. This is my model that I made in Vroid. I've updated it here and there over the years. Oh. Sorry, it just hit me. The years. It has been years now. And this will be my first time with a completely from scratch model that is close to my vision, the new millennium. Yes. That said, I mean, this model has served me well. I redid the face, retopologized it, smoothed it, redid the mouth. I added AR kit blend shapes. I made a few different outfits. I retooled the shaders for my ray traced environment. But I am yes, very excited to show you the new model now. I'm trying to think of anything I can say to not go right into it. But I can't wait. I can't wait. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a short video, very short, a few seconds long. And during that time, I have to swap over because I've got two separate builds of my application for reasons. Dolphin Summer, that's right. Welcome, Ricky. You're just in time to see the big changeover. As I remember all the buttons I need to press to make this not go terribly wrong. Actually, the worst that can happen is that I'm just like sitting on a blank screen for a bit. Okay. I need to turn off my music. And here is introduction of, drumroll, the new model. Oh, there it is. There it is. It caught up. All right. Here we are. Few camera transitions. Bring us back in. That animation took me so long. 1 second of animation easily can take a day. Here we are. Hello everyone, this is my new model. Oh, let me bring back some kind of music. Hold on. This is where I realized I didn't plan for this part. No. I forgot about the music for this part. I'm just going to go back to this one. This isn't even my final form, because I actually ended up spending weeks making tweaks to this, and I've got more in the pipeline to improve the details of the blend shapes and everything. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, both in Blender with a modern render pipeline, and in this my render pipeline, my retro render pipeline. Oh, Bob Dino, great to see you here. I'm glad you made it. Long time viewer, yeah. So let me give you a quick look at the whole outfit. We're gonna head over to. I've got too many situations here where I need to be very quick with my timing if I don't want to obviously have a transition. All right. And now I've got a free camera, but it's on the keyboard to the side. Here we are, free camera. So one of the things I fixed here is that there's a little bit of clipping or something at certain camera angles with the glasses, and also the projection on them is not. Oh, let me drive this towards the face for a bit. I'll come back to it, but these aren't quite a spherical reflection. These ones are a bit more cylindrical, so that causes the reflections to not look so good. Yeah, it's a very long run all the way up the bridge, back to the studio and back out here. It keeps me fit. Okay, so let's come down, have a look at the outfit from the bottom. What is going on here? My feet are clipping the bridge. See, I didn't fine tune everything. You can see the shoes, like they're ray traced, a bit funny inside the bridge that is crystal. The shoes are actually my same old shoes. I've just changed the materials. Here are the pants. Perfect for Dolphin summer. And we've got the new hands. Sorry, they're not tracked right now, but you can see just about. They even have their own ray traced reflections of the environment. Important note. By the way, I have modeled in seams on this. Do not do this. It was a terrible idea. I was just I don't know why I did it. I did many things wrong along the way. Yeah, so we've got something sporty, sort of summery, and a model that is now fully modeled by me. And actually there's one last thing left from Vroid, and that's the hair texture. I wanna just remove that so I can say it's all done by me. But it is serving me well. That hair texture has been with me for a long time. All right. I'm not sure what else to show off. Let me wave around a bit, I guess. The hand's gonna, yeah, here we are. So I have rigged this properly, although, yeah, the finger rigging as well. In my next iteration will be improved. I am almost ready to bring the next version in as into the environment. Let's head back into the studio and have a chat. There we are. Yeah, so the blend shapes are from I'll get into that. It's in the presentation. I'll explain that later. I just want to talk about everything. The presentation. Where is it? Just a moment. It should be showing up here. Yeah. And so it should be showing up. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Just a moment. I forgot one of my many buttons. And it should show up shortly. It did take a while, and thank you, Neff. I was really feeling in need of a more buff model. All right. Here's the presentation. Appropriately, what's the word? My best attempt at the design from the era. And then I do... Oh, I don't remember all my buttons. Here we are. There we go. I'm not blocking it anymore. All right. I am gonna pick something else for the music. Oh, you know what? Let's do it without music for this part. And that will clear my head as well. And you can listen to your own music if you want. All right, what is Dolphin Summer? I've had several seasons of the Millennium Cyborg show as it is. I think of them as seasons. We've had typing here. We had season 1 pre-debut. I felt so far from being ready to start that I called my first stream a pre-debut. Really didn't know what I was doing, and also saw, you know, the big VTubers. I was comparing myself to them a lot. That said, the VTubing right from the beginning was a great creative opportunity for me to reconnect to 3D modeling and design and the sorts of things I used to do as a teen, that I'd abandoned as I you know started work and university and doing serious things, and I stopped thinking of myself as an artist and as someone creative, and VTubing really helped me reconnect with that. And then season 2 was the really ambitious one. I called it Render Dysphoria, and that was all about this very ray traced environment. I was messing around in Bryce doing, you know, retro ray traced renders, and I told myself like there's got to be a better way of doing this. You know, this is using not even half of my CPU and none of my GPU. I want something fast in modern, I'm sure something could work in real time and execute these same algorithms. Thank you. I felt so clever with myself for coming up with that. So that was the goal. I want to be rendered real time using the types of ray traced techniques that are era appropriate for circa 2000. And so that took a while. The first presentation of this environment was, if you look back now, like so scuffed and like low frame rate, low resolution, low quality. Whereas now I'm running in 1440p, 30 frames a second, with a bit of motion blur even that works by doing multiple renders per frame, per output frame, in a way that is era appropriate as well. Although I would be doing even more frames rendered if I had the budget. And I even have a little bit of anti-aliasing thrown in there, with a lot of render settings that I can toggle to trade off between the render quality and the budget. So if I want to do like a static render, I can really crank up the number of samples per pixel, and it can look really quite good, I think. All right, so season 3 was live and real time. I'm not even sure if I used these names in many places. You know, this is all like how I'm thinking about it in my head. The big thing here was it's not just me in this environment. I'm collaborating with people, bringing guests in, you know, within the environment. So we had many streams of Are You Not Edutained, for example, in this environment with Null. I had lots of fun inviting various people into the environment, and also in my head, a big thing was I want to do everything real time, like everything in engine, real time. A lot of technical investigation at this point, and you know, sometimes I discovered that actually doing it in engine isn't the way I want to do things. For example, if I'm playing a game, this, as you see it now, is just a composite on top of OBS, right? But if I switch over to what you were seeing earlier, when you see the TV inside the environment, like this, so this is in environment, sending it through into the engine and then rendering it back as part of the television's texture. Yeah, Tom, I brought you in then. You're just 2D, but it works just as well. It turns out. I would do more of that actually. One of the first things I'm gonna do is add support for more guests. The more the merrier. So one disadvantage of having it go through the engine is that the motion blur, such as it is, and the low frame rate apply to the gameplay. So although I'm always running at 30 most of the time. Anyway, also audio latency becomes a big issue. So rather than do that, I just implemented this, you know, this pass-through transparency mode as well. And then in November, I started working on November last year. I started working on the model refresh. I wanted a new base model things. I think I'm not so set on the idea of everything must be real time now. I really like the sort of mixed media approach that you saw me take in this law video and then the transformation, right? I'm doing some renders in Blender, I'm doing some nonsense in OBS, and all of that is very fun. And although the goal is to be able to do everything in the engine, for example, transformation animations and all that, I don't think I should allow myself to be blocked by that. And it's just as fun, you know, if it's pre-rendered. And then this is season 4, Dolphin Summer, completely different from the other season. This one is just based on vibes. I got in the dolphin mood at around the same time as Dumb Slime on Twitter, one of my friends. We both started being in the mood to, you know, look at things a bit sea-punk, a bit like I'd wanted to bring in a dolphin theme for a long time. And we were both like watching TV shows or looking at book covers or old art that's like this sort of sci-fi, futuristic, and also dolphin, adjacent. I started watching Sequest DSV, which has some excellent retro CGI done in Lightwave, and a surprisingly realistic puppet dolphin. I was convinced for a while it was real. But with the modern like Blu-ray quality version of the episode, you can see, okay, that's not a real dolphin. That's just a good puppet. Um, cyber battles, eh? We could definitely get some cyber battles in at some point. I'm not sure how much I need to do to get cyber battles in, but yeah, Darwin, the dolphin. I've been in this mood now. I'm just giving into it fully. Watching Mars Daybreak, Real Drive. That's an obscure anime compared to many by the same team. But it really has a vibe. It's like the sea is the internet, and what does that mean? We don't know, but it's happening. And yeah, I've got like I've got a homework list of shows to watch and games to play. And games, I started playing a diving and dolphin sort of PS1 game at the end of my last set of streams, which I was really into. And I discovered there's like 4 or 5 of similar themed games about the ocean and diving and dolphins on PS1. So I'm hoping to dive into that at some point. But yeah, that's the concept really for this season is just like catching this particular vibe. Welcome, Null. Oh, you missed absolutely everything. But don't worry, it'll be in the VOD and you're here. Yeah, new model. Hello. You're here to see me ramble on for a while now about how I made the model. So we're going to get into that next. I had to write down, notes because there is a lot to talk about. Oh no, you know what I'll do? I'll just bring up the images and that'll remind me. Here we are. Okay, for a start, we have the reference sheet so you can get a proper look at the model. This is all modeled by myself in Blender with a lot of references and tutorials over a lot of time. I'm really happy with how it came out. Yuzu, welcome. Yes, Yuzu and Null also contributed some art for the poster that I posted on Twitter. I can't tell you how amazing it is to get art for your new model before you even quite reveal it to the world. Been amazing. Yeah, definitely pushing the edges of storytelling and narrative in the lore video right at the start of this stream. Okay, how do I operate a slideshow in OBS? Here we are. I first started, one of the things that got me thinking about what sort of style I wanted for my avatar is Angel Vaillou, who is a francophone VTuber who also had an anime style model and did a big re-debut with a new model in Unreal Engine, and I thought this is so cool. Like, I think that's one of the things that really got me thinking about what I wanted in terms of style. So I started doing research, and I started thinking, okay, I want something that's not just anime, right? I want something that's authentically of the era, of the late 90s, early 2000s sort of era. What does character design from that era actually look like? So I look for a lot of examples. So this is Jessie from Toy Story 2. And already you can see some of the what some people call Disney style to the character design, right? Just not as polished yet as what you'd see later on. I don't remember what order my slides are in. This is like a fun what's that called? The Jackbox game where someone else is controlling the slides for you. Anyway, Chrono Cross. As I was looking for other examples, right? Things I really like from the era in terms of character design. This character from Chrono Cross, I've not played Chrono Cross. I think the character is called like Kid or something. Appears in the intro cutscene and the box art. Very cool. I should change this text to say design. There we go. And so of the era, right? PS1 and PS2 cutscenes, also very much something I was looking into. The sort of visual target I was hoping to hit. So we've got Final Fantasy VIII cutscene as an example there. By the way, you're gonna see like YouTube, like bits of YouTube interface on these. I was just like looking up videos and then cropping off the screen and going straight into my references folder. I wasn't being fancy. I was trying to not take too long because I was collecting so many examples. Barbie, multiple Barbie CGI movies from the era I looked at. This is, speaking of Action Man, right? This is Action Man. Is it called Action Man 2000? Also very CGI heavy cartoon from the era. Voltron. Very hard to find any examples where the characters' faces are well lit and clear. I guess they didn't feel like that was their strong point or something. And I understand having gone through, rendering stuff in Blender now and also rendered stuff in my own engine. Setting up lighting in a older non-physically based renderer like this, way harder to make things look good. Very, very easy to blow things out or have really half lighting. And then, why is this in the right order? Hold on. Not in the right order. That's frightening. Almost in the right order, but it didn't pick up one of them. Just because the other one I wanted to show at this point in the presentation. Where are we? It's because it's some of these are WebPs, and OBS is, quite rightly objecting to that. Okay. Do I try a quick command line manipulation to convert all of them? Do I do them one by one on the fly? I'll try one on the fly and see if that gets picked up. I don't even know what that button I just pressed did. Yes, okay. Donkey Kong Country, for the year it came out, right, in the late 90s, I think the character models are really quite impressive. And so this model of Candy Kong, I actually looked at and think, like, you know, that I actually like what they did with the eyes and the you know, the modeling of the face is actually really pretty impressive for the era, and it's quite stylized. Whereas, you know, some of the other examples I showed that try to be more realistic, don't turn out that that interesting. Lampy, hi, welcome to Cable 2. I'm looking at how many of these are WebPs now in my list. I think we're actually pretty okay. Just a couple more examples that it didn't pick up that I'll convert now in a few seconds and we'll be good. And the WebPs come because I grabbed images from fandom wikis, which seem to be often using WebPs for whatever reason. I guess they have to find every way of being terrible. Okay, and a 1. And a 2. The web piece had to be like 12 images deep in the presentation, so I didn't come across this when I tested. And force it to reload this. And fast forward. There's 50 slides in this. Okay, another example of a model design I really like from the era. Character design, and especially face design, is Cosmos from Xenosaga. Only the first one. They actually changed the model quite a lot in the later ones, but I really like how this turns out. Like as a 3D stylized anime sort of look with more real nose and mouth. Big fan. Apparently that's Neff's wife. Congratulations. I'm glad you like all the model references because I spent so long looking for them and then felt like, did I waste my time, or am I actually am I actually just having fun but not doing anything useful? All right, and then I started looking at something more modern and thinking, okay, so what's like the difference between what I'm considering a characteristic style of the era and something modern? And is it just that, you know, certain styles were more in vogue at the time? I think the answer is there's not one like Y2K style, right? But really, I realized I was looking for permission to do what I really wanted, and what I really like is modern Disney style character designs. Yeah, like this is from Frozen, obviously. And another one that really stood out to me, with amazing character models and animation, is Potionomics. I love the characters in Potionomics. They look so good, and they animate so well. So that's what was in my head in the end. Although the visual, like the shaders and everything were going to be era appropriate, the model style I really wanted to go for was this. So I started with the eyes, and I went with this tutorial. I'm gonna show you the tutorials and plugins and so on that I used along the way, because how to phrase this? It's like I did it all myself, which means I lent on a huge amount of work by other people, and I want to give credit there as well. This tutorial for Blender, really straightforward, just using nodes to create some quite appealing Disney style, as people say, eyes. I did that with my old model. That was the first step, right? And already I thought, it's a bit of a weird mix perhaps of the anime style and the more Disney style eyes, but I already really like that. I felt like, yeah, I'm on the right path with this. Didn't go perfectly. Had some slight amusing issues with the tracking and the way the eyes were set up there. So I've got a few, accidents along the way, included in these slides, because I think they're always worth saving. Like, that's what you want: the work in progress shots, and you want anything that goes wrong. Yes, that's usually when he sees the, and then I'll leave that to your imagination. For the head, I was leaning heavily on tutorials by Dicko. Really like his YouTube channel, and I went with this animation ready no sculpt topology. Now, I told myself I tried sculpting briefly. Told myself I'm not good at this. I'm not this kind of artist. I'm just going to do everything without sculpting. Much like I tell myself I'm not like I don't know how to draw really. I'm going to do everything avoiding having to draw anything. That means that there are always a few weird things going on in my workflow. First attempt, followed the video, did a realistic nose and mouth on top of the same face. Horrifying. Terrible. Did not like. I could see that there was something there that might eventually be good, but this was a bad time. But I was thinking, like, okay, well, we've got the big eyes, and we've got the the nose and mouth. Like, what's missing here between this and the style I actually want? It's definitely uncanny. This is, by the way, I think still looks better than Gollum in the new Gollum game. I know that's a cheap shot, but I didn't know off the top of my head. Like, I couldn't say, okay, what is it I need to change here to make it look correct? So I started looking for references. What are the proportions for a stylized character? And not all of them, not all of the references I found agree. But there is some commonality in there. There's a range of proportions. Oh, this is just a funny image I found along the way from some kind of like psychology paper or something. This just cracked me up. I can't remember what the paper was about, but sorry. Yeah, I just find that very funny. Me when I anamorph into like some bad YouTube tutorial character. I don't know. Okay. finally, I found this reference. This is too small to read. I'm sorry. Hold up. I've got the name. Got the name somewhere here, and I will paste it into the. Okay. I don't even know how to pronounce NSIO is the person's name. Let me. This is terrible way of doing things. Could have made a QR code or something. That's not gonna work. Hold up. Okay. NSIO explains facial proportions. That's the important part. If you Google that, I'm sure you'll. I'm sure you'll find it. But this was exactly what I wanted, right? The question I wanted to answer is, what is the difference between the proportions for something that's like anime style, something that is modern stylized style, or what some people refer to as Disney style? What's my next slide? I can't remember which one I picked for the next one. Okay, so I used that. I prepared. I ruled some guidelines. I used the front and side shots. And prepared something that I could use then in Blender as a reference and start like resculpting. My other reference was I found the artist for Oceanomics posted one of the characters full turnaround on ArtStation. Excellent reference, did the same thing. Figure out the head shape, figure out the eye lines and things. And so I brought both of these into Blender and I started finding something like in between the two. Also, this is just like another general reference for a bunch of things, but this tutorial, watching that was a good general look at the workflow. Okay, so the next result was slightly less horrifying. This was, like I said, I was telling myself, I'm not a sculptor, so I'm just gonna like reshape this to fit. And this was attempt number 1. Less uncanny valley, getting there, but definitely not quite there yet. But I kept at this for months and months. Instead of, I told myself after, what I should have done is once a week, right, do a new sculpt, retopologize it, compare it to my previous attempts. Next week, do it again. And I would have gotten so good at sculpting and retopologizing. Instead, what I spent months doing was staring at it, saying, what's wrong with this one? And then like looking at one particular reference or another, and then saying, okay, well, I think what I need to do is drag this over there and then re-smooth everything and so on. Took ages. I think nobody would do it like this. But I got there in the end, thankfully. But now, like, I'm not. I could have done this much smarter and become more skilled as a result. Oh, this is another fun accident. This is what happens if you press retopologize when you meant to do a loop cut in Blender. And the default retopologize level was not kind to the model. Love to add scary images. So this is what it looked like after more months of work. Getting there. I had more references I haven't kept proper track of as well, and placement of the eyes turned out to be an important thing as well. Like starting with the placement of the eyes and then laying everything out based on that. This is not the final version either, and neither is this my face right now, because as I've implemented the blend shapes and tweaked them, I redid the nose and mouth multiple times. So there'll be an update that in the near future. All right, rigging. I would not be able to do this and create 52 blend shapes if it was not for some automation. I used the Faceit plugin for Blender to generate all of the facial, the blend shapes. And I was already using it on the previous model as well. I've not had to tweak the default expressions too much, but I really like the workflow this has. You can really go back and revise things over and over again and not lose much work. From the initial landmarks to the like the rig, and then the weighting, and then the baking, and all of the adjustments you make along the way. So big fan of this now. Here's another scary picture. This was I did not assign the didn't assign the teeth properly at some point along the way. And now I've got like, don't even know what creature that would be. I think the scary images we make along the way are part of the fun. A deep sea fish, that's it now. Yeah, that's my lore. That's how it all ties together. Actually, a deep sea fish, and that's how I know all the dolphins. I tried makeup. Not sure I'm a fan of the end result, but this is me trying makeup and then me trying the DreamWorks face. And I think that's a slightly newer version of the model than this one right here, but also not final. We're optimizing the DreamWorks face. That's an important part. No, it's not quite there yet here. I think I could make it work with the eyeshadow and stuff. I just haven't spent much time. You know, it was like, okay, well, am I going to do a UV map for the whole model and stuff? End up doing that and gave it a go. But early days. It'd be nice to have, let's say, one of the outfits have makeup or something like that. Blue eyeshadow, very good, yes. High quality mill DreamWorks face render. You will get one. When I finish the newest blend shapes, I will give you my highest quality 4K DreamWorks face. So, aside from the face, there was also the body to worry about, and the outfits, and we'll get to that. Again, I went with Dicko's series, the modeling for animation, really good series, at least at my level of understanding. You know, I thought it was really good. I followed that again for the overall topology of everything, but I wanted something with more sculpted muscles, and in the end there was only one solution, and that is the Art Guns Gunquin virtual mannequin. Excellent reference. Just very, very posable, very customizable. It's in Blender. And so what I did was I played with those sliders and until I got the body proportions that I wanted, muscle definition I wanted, and then oh, this is a bit too small, but I stuck my own head on there, and you don't get this. This is like, there's no skin, right? You get a skeleton, you get the bones, and you get muscles, and you get fat, but no skin. And so you can really see where all the muscles go and how they move. And start to understand why skinning a character is actually, and weight painting a character can actually be really hard to do. And I'm still learning. I took a good while to make this work. But what I ended up doing, I don't have like screenshots for this. There probably were horrendous poses I could have taken screenshots of as I was rigging, but started with Mixamo, which is an online service you just upload your model to. they produce a weight paint for you, and then there were problems with it that I had to fix, and so I ended up manually weight painting quite a lot of it, and then after that, that was still bad. I found some poses that were truly horrendous, and so on like a bunch of bones, I ended up actually reverting to the Blender auto weight paint, and then smoothing that out in a few corner cases and so on. But I feel like this is weight painting and how you position the bones as well. It's like really where the galaxy brain stages of 3D modeling begin. You have to really understand how things work and plan things in advance. That said, I'm quite happy with the results I've gotten in the end. So, what do we have next in this presentation? Probably the outfit, right? All right, the general body shape. First manga I ever read, Gundam, also known as Battle Angel Alita. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the outfit and colors came out. So this was, I was in high school, and one of my like friends came up to me and was like, as I remember it was basically like someone, hey, you gotta check out this stuff, like you know, almost like it was some illicit drugs or something. But they recommended this manga to me, and I'd seen a bit of anime on television, but I'd not read any manga before, and I really got into Gundam, and I really like the design of the main character. And so as I was thinking about the proportions and model, that's one of the places I was looking for references, and in particular, I really like this outfit, and you can see that the baggy pants and the you know, the top that's more like open, and that was a big influence on my thinking for this, both for the body proportions and for the outfit. Also, I was thinking a lot about like late 90s rave wear. Looked for references of those. Some very cool outfits out there. The baggy pants, definitely. Hang on. We've got some more web piece there. Doesn't matter. The other reference here was the exact placement of the dolphins that I've got on the pants. I saw I think it was actually an ad on Pinterest as I was searching for dolphin references that had the same placement of the dolphins on the trouser legs. I thought that's the perfect, you know, way to line them up. I'm just gonna steal that. All right, and then I was so delighted to start getting art of the outfit as I was showing a few friends, you know, here and there, because I couldn't contain myself, and just I got art from Nullcasting here in the chat. Look, I look so cool here. I absolutely love this. Looking serious here. Also more recently, this is amazing. This is us two in doing the Barbie and Ken thing from the Barbie movie. The Barbie movie, I've not seen it yet, but it is officially hashtag Dolphin Summer approved already. Oh, I've got an old bit of text here. Hang on, there we go. And then Yuzu also did a version of me wearing the outfit. I requested a caramel dance and pose. I think it turned out so cute. I also used this one for the promo poster. So I've got like the serious version and the cute version. And then coming in just under the wire, we've got this art from Jaunt, who's been doing some amazing pixel art renders, and Jaunt's like lighting in these is just just delightful. This is really cool. Yeah, this one's not been posted anywhere yet, so you're getting an early preview. And like just a few hours before the stream, Vegan, aka Dumb Slime on Twitter, sent me this one, which is so cute. I love it. I feel truly blessed to have, so much art to show off in this stream. And yeah, like right at the beginning, I mentioned this like tangentially, but like I was thinking of really like I'm doing everything for the stream myself. That's part of the ethos, right? It was everything myself, everything real time, when possible. And I'm breaking from that now because doing things with friends is so much more fun. And getting a bit experimental with it. I've got more outfits in the pipeline. Given the ability to create outfits now and a base model that I really love, there's no stopping me. So this is another design by Yuzu. This one's gonna be this one's I've already started on, but I'm discovering doing anything with skin tight clothing pretty straightforward to model and weight paint. And actually, like I've got an idea. I want to do a diving suit outfit as well. That's going to be a matter of a couple of days. That's not going to take any time at all because you're just putting a surface on top of the existing model, skin tight with a certain thickness. Weight paint is almost trivial, and the only thing I have to do is resist the urge to model in all of the seams and just paint them on instead. So I'm partway through doing this model, and the hard part is getting the cloth to look good, and the folds to look good. But the modeling the little tassel, is that the right word? Is very fun. I also need to make those not a billion polygons. By the way, this model, very high polygon. Turns out when you're ray tracing, when you're using hardware accelerated ray tracing, high polygon count is kind of cheap, but shading gets very expensive because like one pixel might hit a lot of different surfaces. So I can get away with quite a lot of polygons. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly how much this one I've got right now is, but we're talking like maybe 350,000 triangles. I mean, that's not ridiculous, but if you say, oh, I'm rendering that many triangles ray traced in real time, it sounds pretty impressive. And like the final version with multiple outfits going will be 500,000. Big number. So that's one of the upcoming outfits, hopefully soon. I've got a design by Asterix. This is for Futuristic Racing Friday. Gonna have a new outfit. Futuristic Racing Friday has been an excuse to also like get experimental with camera angles and like lighting, and I want to continue doing that. I want to continue making it like a cool immersive experience somehow. But I need to settle on a technique and develop it all the way through. Very excited to get a racing outfit. And then this design I commissioned from Laws the Ninth, friend on Twitter, and on Discord and everywhere. And we are both fans of Saint Seiya. And I specifically wanted something that was Dolphin themed and in the style of a Saint Seiya armor. And he even did the dolphin part of the design as well. And this is going to be so much fun to make, but it's going to be the hardest one because I need to avoid like the armor clipping in weird ways. And of course, I'm going to need a transformation, like the full Saint Seiya transformation sequence where the camera moves around and like the pieces come in and like boom, 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 and so that's gonna be so much fun. But I'm doing that once I've got the basic clothes part down pat. Then I will challenge some armor. Yeah, that's by laws. Very cool. Really looking forward to this one. And this one is going to spin off like into a bunch of silly lore stuff that the lore video at the start is like a bastardized version of what the real storyline will be, but I've got in mind a proper storyline. Okay, and that's the end of the slides. But I'm not done talking, so I want to talk about my plans for future streams. So I'm just gonna like update this. There we go. I've got so much I want to play. There's been so much good stuff coming out. Like I mentioned, there's a bunch of like PS1 and other platform games, like just really like ocean and dolphin oriented games that I want to. Let's bring it back to bring the camera in. Let's see. This one, that one. I don't remember my camera angles. That'll do. I also finally, this has been a long time coming, I finally have a real working retro PC made from multiple different leftover machines from back in the day at my parents' house. I stayed over at my parents and cobbled together a working system with a Riva TNT2 Ultra graphics card. Got a Pentium 3, and I'm going to swap the hard drive. The hard drive works, and I've got an XP install on it, but I'm going to swap that out for an SSD because no one wants to wait forever for things to load, right? So I've got an adapter for that. Hopefully that'll be smooth sailing. Don't have a CRT too big to lug around. So for now, I'm just going to use a VGA adapter of some kind, which I'll need anyway for streaming. At some point I'll get a CRT, but I'll like shop ultra local for that and see what I can get, and something not too large. But I'm very excited to bring. Does it have HDMI out? It's got VGA out. That's all it's got. I'm gonna have a VGA to HDMI adapter. And another thing that's really nice about that exact like era is that it's got a USB 1 and early USB 2 port. No, USB 1 ports, and so I can use a modern like comfortable keyboard and mouse rather than or even I can use my like I've got one of my oldest keyboards that I'm still using is an IBM Model M replica from Unicomp that is a USB keyboard that uses the original IBM Model M like tooling and everything. It's just that the processor and connector are modern. Because the one retro computing thing I don't miss is the rubber dome keyboards that I had all my life until quite recently in the grand scheme of things. Can you get Tom asking, can you get me to play Everblue 1 or 2, and can that be a collab? I think that could definitely be something that happens. Yes, definitely fits the theme and always up for a collab. So I'm very excited. Like there are some games like Roll Cage, Trick Style, Extreme G2 PC version. I feel like although they technically run on a modern system, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know if it's there's always something a bit janky about the way you have to adapt it to a modern system, like with the the glide emulator layer or what have you. So plan is to get that retro PC hooked up, and stream some old games. Like the stream original Unreal is one I've been thinking of. Descent 3, good one, and who knows what else. I'm very excited because it took a while to get a working system and get it back here. What else have I got planned? So I'm thinking, right? My thinking is, one of the VTubers I follow, who's very creative, Lua Lucky, has both a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel, and she says, YouTube is for the bangers, right? The really good streams, the events, and then Twitch is for more casual sort of stuff. And that's how I'm thinking of my participation in Cable 2 is that like when I'm on Cable 2, it's a proper show, and I've planned it in advance. Although maybe like an art stream or something once in a while could happen as well. That'd be fun. But I've got ideas in my head, and I've got plans and thoughts, and I want to do more Cable 2 shows. And then my own channel is just going to be like the casual spur of the moment stuff, and then like playthroughs of games, and hopefully there's going to be lots of playthroughs of games, and then some development work as well. So development work, I have planned, as I mentioned, a guest system so I can have multiple guests on stream. And actually, if you tune into the next Edutained stream, keep an eye out for that, because we're going to have special Edutained and Forbidden Mystery Vault collaboration. So that's going to be amazing, and I'm gonna set up a multi-guest system for that. And after that, I'm one of the ideas I've got going around in my head. I want some kind of audience system, right? So let me show you where the audience goes. One of these cameras. So we've got plenty of room for an audience, and no one's there yet. But I have in mind something. A lot of for all of you. Like Code Miko has done this. She was the first to do a lot of things. And then lots of other VTubers have done something like this, where people in chat are somehow represented in the VTubing environment. But I've mentioned this before, and like, I don't want to do exactly what everyone else is doing, and I want to find a way for it to feel more like participatory and not like everyone on stream is appearing as a random character just wandering around, which you'll see on some streams. If you want, like, some people have very chaotic streams, lots of fun, but not the vibe I'm going for here. My idea is to have a studio audience that would be like some simple representation of people, but then have chat appear as speech bubbles, right? Around, let's say I'm in this view, the speech bubbles will be around the edges of the screen, and the tails will be pointing to the right person who is saying that, rather than having chat all the way up in the corner there and feeling very disconnected from the rest of what's going on. But yeah, so I'm point redeems, right? I've been thinking about those for a long time, and I don't want something that is like chaotic and disruptive to the stream, but something that feels like it's part of it all. And what I've come up with, I need an applause sign, yeah. So when I say applause, you all applaud. By the way, other Cable 2 redeems working right now? Let me...
Ancient Free Orange.
Ancient Free Orange, thank you. Good to know. Everyone's been very restrained today. The Cable 2 sound alerts are classic. And
We're just
part of the
normal
experience.
men.
Just innocent men. And those I
I
don't think
relate.
those won't go away. I need to make those a touch smaller, visually.
I'm a good worker. I work Cable 2 rigs, built Cable 2 railroads.
They can go, yeah, in the corner maybe. No, that'll cover me. I bet. Yeah, do that. Totally lost my train of thought. So my concept, and this is still like vague and ambitious, but the lore video was like a sort of papier-mâché, metaphorically speaking, version of what I'm thinking. I want to design something called, air quotes here, situations. And the idea is it'll be something that someone redeems for some presumably large amount of points. And when we enter a situation, there'll be some like indication in the environment. Maybe an alert starts flashing and a noise starts happening, but not too loud. So I've got, let's say I'm in a cutscene or something. I don't want it to interrupt, but then we'll all know that it's happening, and then when I'm ready, I can accept it. What happens at that point is essentially an interactive cutscene, right? Or an improvisational play, and something would start happening in the environment. A situation unfolds, and I'm there. I'm still in my VTuber, situation, like tracked and everything. But things might be happening that involve pre-recorded animations and lines, and I would be moving through that at my own pace, like advancing the story, but also chatting, still able to chat to everyone in chat, chatting to the audience, and potentially having like story branches as it were. And I could ask you all, like, okay, well, what should I do here? Should I do X or Y? And maybe we'd have a vote or just a chat about it. And then I'd press the corresponding button and something would then occur. Point redeemed for lore, basically. Yeah, or for story. And bad ending %. And then these could have an effect on the environment of the stream, right? So it's not going to be you redeem something and a fire starts around me at some random point in the stream. However, it might be I make a bad decision as part of that situation, and then now everything's on fire, right? But it'll have come from somewhere. It'll be part of a story, and maybe this is like thinking way too far in advance, probably. But I'm really thinking about storylets in narrative game design, and the idea of little units of story that given a context are able to apply or not apply and have a result on the world. So maybe once there's a fire, a new situation is unlocked from that point, that's gonna proceed from there, unfold from there, and have further outcomes. And so that means I'm gonna have to have different characters. You saw a few of them in the intros, exaggerated or weird versions of the actual characters that I might introduce. And some of them might be voiced by, members of Cable 2 as part of the situation, but pre-recorded. And then I would be reacting live, however, and saying any dialogue live. And I think, I don't know, it makes sense in my head. And I've got this kind of convergence of thinking about like Dragon's Lair and like improv and like these different things, and it makes sense in my head, but we'll have to build it to actually see if it makes sense in practice. And it does involve a fair amount of animation work and coding work and then authoring. But I think that is the way I want to go with, redeems that interact with the stream, with the environment. Yeah, and if anyone is interested in that, as ideas down the line for the sort of situations that might unfold or all that sort of thing, always happy to chat about that. Could I be the usher that brings the audience members to their seat when they arrive? That would be very fun if as they arrive, someone ushers them into their seat. I don't think I would want to do that. That might interrupt the stream, but that's definitely a fun idea. And yeah, I want more like the environment. I want to feel more like something something real. I've got a few locations in the environment. I really like this little corner here. I haven't rigged up my I think I don't have the sitting animation set up here. So if I do this, okay, you can't see it. No, you can sort of just about see that I'm clipping through the sofa, but that's fixable. I really like the idea of having lots of cameras around the environment, dynamic camera movement and things going on. And back to this one. Yeah. So there's like you can't see my mouse pointer, but can I point? Is it actually in camera here, or just out of the range of the Leap Motion? I've ordered the Leap Motion 2 because I really want something better than the Leap Motion. So whenever that arrives, I hope that it'll be at least let me gesticulate more wildly. But you can see here we've got the I can do the free camera. Hold on. So this is part, as I said, this is part of, in my head, this was all part of what I was going to reveal all at once. There's a new Leap Motion. Yeah, it's like up for pre-order, and it's basically a smaller version of their experimental model that some people were using. So I've got a slightly unfinished environment around here, but it's supposed to be a whole environment in and around the saucer that I want to develop more. And it'll be a place for stories to happen. Things going wrong and characters to intervene and so on. Yeah, I'm setting myself up for a lot of work. Go back to programmed camera. There we go. I'm very happy with the way my camera system works, except for it being a touch fiddly. It doesn't interact with the any of the Unity ones. I coded it myself because I was like, I know how I want the I know how I want my interpolation to work. Not gonna take the default curves and what have you. But I like the feeling of the different transitions I've got here. Just need some more dynamic camera angles and things going on as well. All right, I've rambled on for quite a long time. Thank you so much for indulging me. I think that's everything I'd prepared for today. I'm looking forward to now being able to use this model for streams. It was so weird for so long to be working on the new model and having it just about moving and so on, and like still using the old one for streams because I'd not revealed it officially. For the future, like I think I'll just now that I've done my big re-debut. Oh no, okay. There was one thing I thought like I finally have reason to do, and that's choose an art tag. I'm so lucky to have art now. I did not. It felt ridiculously presumptuous in my very first stream to, specify an art tag. But now I'm actually getting art from friends and loving it, and so it's time. So if anyone has suggestions for an art tag, my initial thought, this is not the most creative, but I was thinking millenniart. Your simple VTuber art tag pan. Yeah, and then I'm not gonna do all the other stereotypical stuff from a VTuber debut. That was the one thing I wanted to mention. The Renaissance. That's also got a good ring to it. Is that too long for a Twitter hashtag? And also, you know what? Okay. My main concern is that even I have trouble remembering how many letters there are in Millennium. Are people going to remember all the double consonants in Millenaissance? I do like that one as well, though. But such a long word. Let's see. Let's check it out. Twitter hashtag limit. No, Twitter. How long can a hashtag? Is there a limit? Can they just be as long as you want? Hashtag Millennium Cyborg Art and Rendering Experience on cable2.tv. Excellent, yes. I'll let you pick if you make some art. Whichever one of these whichever one of these you want to pick, all good. Okay. Just a few more things I wanted to say. What did I want to say? Yeah, I'm looking forward to streaming again regularly. It really does take time to work on art, and I've got a full-time job now as well. I didn't before when I first started this endeavor. Means I've got less time to work on all of this stuff. But I'm glad I got the model done. That was really most of the work. Yeah. And that's all we have time for today. If you, like me, have caught the Millennium Bug, make sure to catch the next stream or find me elsewhere on the World Wide Web, clicking on the links below the video. I'll let you go after this important message.